Luigi is one of the most beaten-down video game characters there can be. I say this because he is commonly associated with being the iconic younger brother character. He is often considered a clone of Mario on several occasions, and due to his popularity as a co-protagonist, he perhaps hasn't received enough attention. In many games of the saga, he appears as just another character to use, and in others, he is limited to secondary appearances, which is somewhat frustrating. Compared to Mario, who is a stereotypical superhero that rarely shows any emotion other than bravery, Luigi has been burdened with everything his older brother does not show: fear, comedy, clumsiness, shame, joy, and so on. This makes him a character more closely resembling a human being. All of this was polished in his own saga, Luigi's Mansion, which was a success on the GameCube and had a slow return with the sequel Luigi's Mansion: Dark Moon. This title saw the light in 2013 for the Nintendo 3DS console. It was developed by Next Level Games, incorporated in conjunction with Nintendo EAD, and published by Nintendo. The latter two belong to the same company, so you could say it's the same thing. This game changes the mechanics we're used to in the saga a bit. That is, it leaves aside the platforming factor to deliver an action-adventure game with environment exploration, which we could consider a spin-off, but at the same time a base game, since it is the game where Luigi is the main character. The game begins as a continuation of the first title, where Professor Sastre, or Phaser, is investigating paranormal events with the help of ghosts living in Shady Valley. He is studying a natural event called the Dark Moon, an object in the sky with the ability to pacify ghosts and make them much friendlier. But King Boo, who has escaped from his prison, decides to break this moon, thus agitating the ghosts. This forces the professor to take refuge and seek help from the only person who can handle this: Mario. But since he couldn't find Mario, he went in search of his brother Luigi, who is at home calmly watching TV. His program is interrupted by the professor, who teleports him, explaining what happened. Between Luigi's fear and the praise he receives, he is convinced to investigate what is happening to obtain the pieces of the moon in order to purify them and restore order to Shady Valley. The game focuses on Luigi's odyssey to advance through different scenarios to find the fragments of the Dark Moon, centering on capturing ghosts. For this, we will have our vacuum cleaner, the ever-reliable Suction Shot 5000, to suck them up and capture them. But things are not so simple, as they can turn invisible, throw objects, and while under the vacuum suction, they will fight to prevent capture. So it is necessary to tire them out, creating resistance in the opposite direction. That is, you have to pull them so their energy meter drops to the point where they are trapped. Apart from ghosts, we must explore the scenario, which is locked doors and different puzzles that will allow us to progress or obtain an item. We cannot jump, but we can run, aim our vacuum in any direction, and interact with certain objects that help us find secret rooms. As we advance, the game will unlock different items, such as a flashlight that allows us to light the way and shoot a beam of light to open doors that only react to light stimuli, or to stun ghosts so we can suck them up, a function similar to a flashbang. We also have a special dark light device that reveals invisible objects that ghosts have enchanted. As we progress through the level, we collect money. This helps us, once we reach a certain amount, to increase the potential of our vacuum or its accessories, making life a bit easier. Additionally, this game has several collectibles. This time, there are gems hidden in the different levels that can be found by searching carefully. Luigi has 100 health points, which decrease when he takes a hit. If it drops to 0, he will faint from fright, become incapacitated, and we will have to restart the mission from the beginning, losing everything we have collected. To recover, we must collect hearts obtained by interacting with objects, defeating enemies, or catching ghosts. We don't have extra lives. Instead, we can find a golden bone. When we reach 0, a polterpup, a ghost dog that spends its time making the situation worse, will revive us with its tongue. Each level is divided into chapters. Upon entering them, we must fulfill some objective to continue our journey. This allows new sections of the base level to open up as we advance, while other sections we have already passed become unavailable due to some event that occurred in the story. At the end, We take everything we found, ghosts, money, and gems, to the professor so he can continue his paranormal research. Furthermore, our performance is rated based on how long we took, how much money we collected, how many ghosts we caught, and how much damage we received. We are awarded a medal with a different number of stars. Also, obtaining certain collectibles unlocks more difficult levels. The 3DS has the ability to have two screens. On the top screen, we see the action and control Luigi, while on the bottom screen, statistical data is displayed, such as your health, money collected, any special item, and above all, the map of the area so we don't get lost. You can zoom in on it as you like. It is also presented brilliantly by the game, being incorporated as the communication method between Luigi and the professor via the dual screen, upon on DS and Screen, where we receive messages when a new event occurs. To answer, we simply need to tap the touchscreen. The enemies are very varied. Each ghost has its own shape and style of defense, ranging from annoying to brutish, each with different resistances. They are very eye-catching and different from each other most of the time. There are also mice, bats, crows, and spiders that serve as pests, damaging you. But by sucking them up or hitting them with our lamp, they will automatically disappear. What Mario game, especially about ghosts, wouldn't include booze? Those ghosts that later make our lives miserable in castles or haunted houses are also present here, spending their time playing tricks. In each chapter, there's one we must find and catch. These, along with the jewels, are the game's collectibles, and honestly, they can be very difficult to find since they are usually invisible or hidden inside an object somewhere that generally isn't a normal path to finish the mission. It is said that each boo has its own personality, but they are all identical to each other. And at the end of each level, we will have to face a boss. These are ghosts that have taken over some large object, and we must suck them out of it to capture them. In this respect, the bosses are good, but the ghosts possessing them are very similar, and defeating them will get you one of the Dark Moon pieces. In the game, we can also access the Scare Scraper, where 1 to 4 players can play, either online or locally. The latter can be played in download mode, meaning that other people don't need to have the game. Only one person needs it, and the others just need a 3DS. It features different modes. Hunter mode, where we have to hunt ghosts using the same mechanics to climb floors. Time mode, where we search furniture for specters within a time limit per floor. Polterpup mode, where we look for polterpups by their footsteps to catch them. In all these, we can define the parameters we want for greater enjoyment. There's an arcade version of this game called Luigi's Mansion Arcade, where 2 players hunt ghosts with controls very similar to Luigi's vacuum cleaner, advancing as if on a rail, very similar to other shooting games. Personally, I haven't played it, but I wanted to include it as a curiosity. The game is a lot of fun, and above all, its story is much better developed than that of most main Saga games, but at the same time, it becomes predictable. That doesn't take away from its good, humorous moments. And it's a game that could be said to be scary for a child audience. Searching for and fighting ghosts is fun, especially when they attack in hordes, and the overall exploration of the scenarios is very well thought out. I would recommend it because it is a very fun game with a good dose of humor. Being able to play online with the different virtues offered by the console is something greatly appreciated. The game's 3D, one of the console's attractions, looks very good and works excellently, especially due to the depth. And the best reason, Luigi, since he is a silent character, but at the same time very expressive. Seeing how they manage to give context to the conversations in the game is a very nice detail. I would not recommend it due to the lack of variety in the vacuum cleaner's gadgets. Although its power increases, the 2 types of lights greatly limit the game, making the search somewhat monotonous. Another factor is the bosses. Although the ghosts possess varied objects, their models are practically identical. So, I feel it's a waste, as they could have been varied. The story, which becomes predictable, though better crafted compared to other games in the franchise, personally I feel could be much better. Above all, the implementation of console movement via the gyroscope to perform certain actions fails, especially when you have to balance Luigi while walking on a rope or aim the vacuum in the desired direction. This is very annoying especially when you are in a moving vehicle, as any involuntary movement will cause a disaster. So I think it would have been great to be able to choose whether to use this or use the joystick for it. But overall, it is a highly recommended game with many virtues, while the reasons I wouldn't recommend it are more like nitpicking to find something bad, because the game is very fun. A franchise that has a slow influx of games, based on one of Nintendo's most beloved characters, who finally has a greater leading role. It's nice to see them give him his own style, so that his games feel unique. That is Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon. I hope you liked the video. If so, give it a like. If you know someone who might like it, share on your social networks. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the channel. If you have any questions, suggestions, or just want to comment something, feel free to do so in the comment box. Also, if you're a big fan of this channel, activate the notification bell to be among the first to see the videos. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you later. Bye.